right, good morning, everyone. Taking a look here today at areas of circles and sectors. So our third lesson here in chapter 11. All right, so our objectives are finding areas of circles as well as find areas of sectors. So before we do area, guys, do want to talk about circumference, guys. Circumference is um, it's the distance around a circle. So I mean, if you imagine if you have a can at home and you if you wrapped a string around it, the measure of that string going around the base of that can, that would be the circumference of the base of the can. Okay. So, and that formula is circumference C equals 2 pi r, 2 times pi times the radius, or pi times diameter, guys. For our purposes, guys, pi, we know that's an irrational number. It's like 3.14159, and probably someone in class knows a lot more digits than I do. But for us, guys, we're just going to round to 2 decimal places. We're going to go 3.14. So any calculations you're doing, since many of you might not have those scientific calculators, let's just use 3.14 for pi, just that rounding. Okay? So circumference 2 pi r, or pi times diameter, depending on if you're given a radius or given the diameter. Okay? And then also, guys, I guess just of note, diameter, guys, is just 2 times the radius. We understand that, right? So the radius is from the center to the outside of the circle. Guys, the diameter is just from outside to outside that goes through the center. So that I drew there, that's a diameter. What they already had was a radius. Okay? And then, excuse me, area of a circle. Guys, area is just pi times the radius squared, pi r squared. Okay? Let's continue. Let's do some calculations here. So, what is the area of the circular putting green shown to the nearest square foot? Well, guys, today it's about 70 degrees. I might need to get out and play a little golf this afternoon. But back to find an area here. Sorry, guys. So if the diameter is 20 feet, guys, then the radius, that's going to be 10 feet equals the radius. So area equals pi times radius squared. Guys, we're going to use 3.14 times the radius. 10 squared is 100. So 100 times 3.14 is 314. Our units, guys, feet squared. All right, so that's the area of that putting green. Okay, guys, you guys can use area to find a missing measure. So in this case, guys, we want to find the radius of a circle with an area of 95 centimeters squared. Okay, so this is just as simple as 95 equals pi times r squared. Find r. So guys, pi, we're going to use 3.14. So divide by 3.14. These are calculators here. 30.25. Rounded, guys, 30.25. And then we got a square root to get r by itself. So the square root of 30.25 is 5.5. The radius is 5.5. Our units then centimeters. All right, guys, interesting problem here. Guys, they tell us the area of a circle is 196 pi square yards. Find diameter. Guys, this is what's called in terms of pi. So, guys, rather than simplifying, they give you this area, rather than simplifying, multiplying by pi and rounding, it's very precise. It's just 196 times pi. That's what they're saying. It's whatever that number is. which of course is irrational, but it would be 615.75216. You know, it's irrational. Okay, this is called in terms of pi. Just unique if you ever see something that says something like that where you see pi in there, they're leaving it in terms of pi, which works out kind of neatly for us doing this problem, guys. So if we get 196 pi, that's the area, so equals pi r squared, the formula for area. Because if we divide by pi, well, pi divided by pi just cancels. So you got 196 equals r squared. So r is just the square root of 196, which is 14. Okay, 14 yards is the radius. We were looking for diameter, so 28 yards. Radius times 2, so 14 times 2, 28 yards. All right, so you can, given the area, you can find a radius or a diameter. That's what we just showed there. Last thing I want to talk about, guys, excuse me, is finding area of a sector, guys. Guys, a sector is just a portion of a circle. Okay, so here that is a sector of the circle. All right. Guys, we'll just use this equation. Not terribly worried about the proportion, guys. I want you guys to be able to use the formula. Okay, so area of that sector A equals x over 360, guys. X that's the measure of, this is called a central angle. Okay, so whatever, that's going to be in degrees. Divided by 360 times, guys, pi r squared. So that pi r squared part, that's familiar. Okay, now you're just doing the angle divided by 360 times pi r squared. Okay, so a circular pizza, guys, it has a diameter of 12 inches. So diameter 12 inches. And it is cut into 8 congruent slices, like most pizzas are. Okay, and there'd be another half of 4 slices. What is the area of one slice? One slice to the nearest hundredth. Guys, nearest hundredth is 1 decimal place. So we want to know what's the area of one piece of pizza here, guys. Well, guys, we know a circle has 360 degrees. So if we're thinking about these 8 angles, they're all going to be the same. And so the way we can find the measure of one of them, we'll go 360 degrees divided by how many angles there are? 8. So guys, each angle in there, looking back here at the pizza, is 45 degrees. Each slice is cut at a 45 degree angle. So the area of that sector, one piece, would be 45 degrees divided by 360 times pi times r squared, guys. We were given the diameter is 12, so r is 6, so 6 squared. Okay. And, guys, order of operations, we'll do 6 squared, which is 36. Then it's just multiplying and dividing. So 36, let's go times 3.14. Don't use those pi buttons. So we get 113.04 is 36 times pi times 45 divided by 360, and we get 14.13. And our units were inches, so inches squared. That's one slice of pizza, 14 inches squared. All right. You guys got one more sector problem here. Area equals, I believe we're actually trying to find the blue region. Okay, so be careful if it says shaded region or something like that. Make sure you know what area you're looking for. So that central angle, guys, we're looking for that measure. So we'll just do 360 minus 65. So that's going to be a 295-degree angle. And it's got a radius of 11 inches. So pi times 11 squared. Guys, 11 squared is 121 times 3.14 times 295 divided by 360. And we got an area of 311.34, surrounding there, inches squared. All right. So that's circles and sectors, guys. Your homework, I've posted it there in Canvas as an assignment, so you guys can go ahead and work on that and submit it as usual. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. Have a wonderful afternoon.